Contrast Uncut, yeah, you know that's us. Where we only speak the real and the real rock with us. Where we motivate the people in politics.
What's happening? It's Contrast Uncut. It's season 4, episode 2. Man, big shout outs to Uncle Snoop's Army and Bobby D Presents. I appreciate you, brothers. It's your host Zylo, aka DJ $1, like I won some money. Ladies and gentlemen, today we have an incredibly dope special guest. She is out the ATL, Atlanta, Georgia. She's a Billboard charting singer, songwriter with a very eclectic sound and beautiful voice. She has that 90s R&B soul sound with an element I feel the game is missing. She spent, last year she got 2 weeks on the Billboard charts. She peaked at number 13 back in October and November. Big shout out. She has got a lot of room to grow and she has so much more to prove. And, she has 2 projects out right now. Make sure you run them motherfuckers up. She got Rules for Girls and Real EP. And, she got pretty much 15 tracks amongst those 2 that, you get a lot to choose to and relate to. And if you don't know who I'm talking about, it's all good. We got all episode to chop it up with KISSIE Lee. How you doing?
What's up? I'm good. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. Man, time's the most finite thing we have on this earth, so I gotta make sure I tell you from the beginning, I appreciate your time coming on the show and rocking with our listeners and viewers.
Definitely.
So what's the day in the life with you for 24 hours? Like, what's the average day for you?
The average day, I wake up, do my baby hair, put her clothes on, take her to school, and then I do TikToks. I do a cover. I rehearse for my show, and then I'll go to the studio, then I pick her up, come home. And cook dinner.
And she said cook.
Right.
No, I'm going to tell you now, I got to salute you for being a dedicated mother from the very beginning. It is not easy being a parent in this industry, and then having the ability to do all that is a blessing. So I can make sure I take my hat off to you from the jump.
Thank you.
So I got a quote, let me know how this quote relates to you, or if it doesn't, it's all good. I just want you to talk about it.
Okay.
You want to fly? You got to give up the shit that weighs you down. Toni Morrison.
Huh?
Toni Morrison.
I like that.
So let me know how it relates to you. What spoke to you?
When you got to give up the shit that weighs you down. Because I came from relationships where as hard as I could work, as positive as I could be, is negative energy, negative people who don't want you to fly, that weigh you down. And I noticed once I was like, F it, I'm leaving this, I'm done for good. Cut them off, and I'm like, blessings just keep coming. So I definitely agree with that.
Yeah, those are called affirmations.
Okay.
Speaking about the entertainment industry and the music game, did the game choose you or did you choose the game?
The game chose me. Definitely.
So let me know why you feel like that.
It just happened like out of nowhere. When I was 6 years old, this girl had a birthday party, and it was at this improv theater where like improv, they did like singing, acting, like just different skits, like Saturday Night Live for kids or something. But, yeah, basically. And I was like so amazed. And I went home and I was like, Mommy, I want to do that. And so she went and looked it up. It was called Kiss Kids. And she figured out how to audition and found out I could sing because I had to sing a song to audition. And they let me in. They had me doing commercials, performing. I had to like miss a lot of school and stuff. So it really chose me.
So would you consider that your first confirmation that music's what you're supposed to do with your life and career?
Definitely. It sounds funny, but a lot of people say that at like 6 years old, kind of like what you want to do in life. And then obviously everybody's journey go different ways, but I've heard that saying a lot though.
It's funny you say that because when I was 6 years old, I was trying to be on a movie called Little Rascals. I did acting classes, everything. I was supposed to play Spanky, but the car broke down. And it's so funny because it took me to be 32 and, my wife supports me and pushes me and, you got to have a bigger check to take care of kids. So, I'm chasing and living the dream that I've always wanted to do, but I'm doing it from a different comfort zone. I'm able to about all types of things and success, and I love music, and so it's just a win, 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 win. I'm not done winning.
Entertainment, yo.
And no, and you know, that's definitely how I feel like from your growth from the very beginning. Because when you said that, I was like, I didn't know what I wanted to do till I was like recently, like I finally figured it out. But when you said it, like when you're 6, I was like, she on to something. Because when I was 6, I was thinking of some shit like, oh, I can do this, I can do this. And then, you know, sometimes what's out of your control is taken away for a reason.
Mm-hmm. Everybody's path is different.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And sometimes you have, you know, wonderful people that come on this show and let you know about the potholes that are in the ground. Not every blueprint's going to help you, but certain blueprints will help you that, oh, you went over this pothole like this, or you fell into it and you got out like this. Oh, I'm going to use that knowledge to jump over.
Hello, yo. That's why I love watching interviews like this.
Oh, so that means I got to get you to watch my interviews now. So
I'm watching all your interviews. I do my research too.
So coming from a church background, which one do you prefer more for your performances? Would you like a live band or a DJ? And
Ooh,
why?
I love me a live band. My bad. It's on my phone. Don't judge me. I would set my alarm for this interview and it was on snooze. No, I love a live band.
Okay.
I definitely I feel like I can go off. The song can go longer if I wanted to, and I could do my extra ad libs, add a freestyle. Like, I love a live band.
So that means you cost more when you perform.
You said I curse more?
No, you cost more.
Oh, shit, yeah. What did little baby say? 200 an occasion.
There you go. So I want to ask you, who do we owe to thank you for investing into your career and getting you into music?
Shoot, we got to thank my mama. Definitely got to start with her and my parents. They were definitely supportive. God, for real, because it was a lot of times when I was like, F it, I done moved to New York, Philly, and I was like, I'm done. I'm gonna work with my mom. She have a colonic center, but then people kept calling me like, I need you to write this song. So I'd be like, all right, F it, I'm gonna just do this. Shout out to Johnny Cabell. That's my latest manager. He signed me as management when I was like 6 months pregnant. And I was like, oh, nobody want me, because everybody always tell girls, like, you can't have a baby and be in the industry, this and that. So I was like kind of brainwashed a little bit, but I was like, I'm gonna have my baby. And Johnny saw me, I'm about the, you know what I'm saying? I still got 4 months to go.
But that just means you was glowing and your energy was right and the talent was more greater than the picture of just, oh, she's gonna have a slowdown for 2 months after the baby.
Right. No, we was working. We was doing photo shoots, trying to cover the bump up. He was like, do a Christmas project shit. Like, we was doing everything.
That's really dope. That's really dope. That's really embracing it. You know, the best part about that is that you get to tell your baby that, you know, all these pictures were involved with you.
Mm-hmm. She's literally been at every video shoot, even before, obviously, I had her, and after. I took her on tour with me, Sammie, and KeKe.
That's incredible. You know what? That shows her that mommy chased her dreams and she actually wasn't chasing it. It was being received.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a blessing.
Yeah.
I don't know, because I've done my research too. What's the advantage of growing up in a military family?
I don't know what maybe like being able to like see other things. Because you might not get to travel as much if you just grow up, you know what I'm saying? Your parents just work, I guess, a 9 to 5, which they did work 9 to 5, but the military is different, I guess. Because I was born in Germany. That's where my parents met. And then my dad from the south side of Chicago, my mommy from North Philly. So they from like, you know, the hood. So when mommy got stationed in Colorado, okay, so when she got stationed in Colorado, I guess they decided, okay, we want our kids to grow up here. So we just, you know, I guess it's benefits like that. We get to grow up and see a different way of life.
I mean, you was throwing it earlier how you traveled to New York, Chicago, and then, you know, in my mind, like, I know people that haven't left their hood at all. Like, I know people in South Central that don't know what Hollywood look like, and that's on a 30, 40-minute drive with traffic. And you know that's a reality. There's so many people that just be so comfortable. They from this neighborhood, they bang this color, they not going any further than that extent. And then you know that's why I feel like it's an advantage because you get to see things that we don't get to. You get to be on planes that we don't get to be on. Well, I mean now we get to, but you know.
Yeah.
The whole thing is that, you know, that I feel like it's an advantage. Now, granted, you got to get up every morning. You held to a whole different standard. You got to check in with military police just to go home type shit. That's, you know, that's a disadvantage.
Right. But I mean, my mom, yeah, she said we was on planes since we was like 2 and 3 years old. She had us sleeping on the little floor, everything. And then my sister went to like a German daycare, so she used to speak German. And like, yeah, we kind of grew up on a military base for a little while until they got out of the army.
So what's been some of the highs and lows that you faced so far in your career?
I would say the highs would be like definitely having the #1 Billboard song as far as my songwriting go on a Disney artist, Skylar Stecker. To me, that was amazing because I didn't even expect it. I was going through a lot at the time when it happened. So I was like, dang, this is crazy. But yeah, and then like, I would say maybe the lows would be like when, like how we were talking about energies that weigh you down, when I was with my ex. And that's when I was like, I quit music because he was taking me through it. And I was, you know, you get tired sometimes. So that's when I had just moved. I'm like, I gotta just run away from this nigga. So yeah, it was crazy. So I was just like, that was probably a low. When I was just like, I'm done with music because I really love it like with a passion. So for me not to do it make me like sad, you know? But I was willing to just give it up.
What are some of the records that you've written or inspired by that breakup?
Definitely, Rules for Girls, that record, same shit. The Real EP, definitely Real. Is definitely, that was one of the final nigga bye nigga. It was yeah, a lot of records that definitely pulled from that one too.
You know, it's so important that, you know, people recognize that when you are going through something, you're not going through it alone. I mean, you are going through it alone, but somebody else is in that same boat. They may not have all the same ingredients, but shit, y'all cooking up a storm together, some bullshit to deal with and have to overcome.
I think that's why a lot of my girls like really relate to me, and shoot, even guys too, because they be telling me stories about that what they exes was doing. So like, I think that's why a lot of people relate to me because realistically, this happens often, like these type of relationships. So
no, when I listen to your music, I could put myself into like, oh, she's talking to me, or she's talking to a like, not necessarily me, but you know what I'm saying? She talking to a male, like she put it in perspective at that point. And then she transitioned it back to the ladies. And, you know, that is not easy to do, one, to deliver that, but also to understand it in the mind on how to deliver and hit those pockets like that. That's an incredible gift.
Yeah, you love music. You saying all the pockets, all the terminology.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. So what? This next question is inspired by the love of music. What's your top 3 favorite songs that you got out so far? Or actually, you know what? You may have some that's unreleased that you may feel like, and we want some attention to it. So what's your 3 favorite songs?
Ooh, okay, so definitely top 1 is the one I'm about to release. And I just shot the video. September 18th, My Love, produced by Mr. Hanky and Keep Sweat. Hello. That's coming out September 18th. That's one of my top #1. Then I got another one with Mr. Hanky that's not out yet. It's gonna be on my EP. It's called Rock With You. And
see, if y'all don't know who Mr. Hanky is, he did that one song called Smile, Bitches.
Yep. That's one of his big ones, but he done a lot. You wouldn't even know.
I heard on the show.
Yeah. So yep. And then I think Real would have to be in my top 3. I love performing it live.
Is it the reaction that gets you more when you perform it live? Because you can get goosebumps damn near every time you perform it.
Because I can go off. Yeah. I even have, because then I even have my band make a live version in case I don't have a band, so that I can have a band anyway. They call it a band in a can.
Okay, now put me up on something then.
Right.
Man in a can. Okay. All right, I'm gonna take a pause on the entertainment segments. I'm gonna transition into my next 3 segments. what I got first for you is my awareness segment. And it's knowledge is power, but when you use that knowledge, it becomes a superpower. And I asked every guest of mine, when was the last time they were pulled over, and what's advice that they can give with interacting with the police, and how to get out that situation.
The last time I was pulled over, it actually was like maybe 4 months ago, because I was we have the you can't hold your cell phone law here or something while you driving. But I was at a red light, and I was actually typing in an address, and I didn't even think about it because I was coming from the car wash. But he pulled me over. I said, "Damn, what did I do?" But I turned off the car. I roll down the window, boom, hands on the steering wheel. But they teach you that in driving school. You know what I'm saying? And so
we don't all get to go to driving school. Don't be saying like all learn that. No.
But my school had like driving school. Like my PE coach taught us or whatever.
For real? Like to drive, like that's real. They had a classroom where you sat there and
PE. It was like a segment. He was like, you can get your permit, Coach Renez. And we took our permit test, boom. And then we just had to drive him to 7-Eleven. Are you on the West Coast? All we had to do was drive to 7-Eleven and back, and boom, we got our license.
That's crazy. I hope they don't let you drive shit.
Huh?
But I hope they don't let you drive.
They don't even. I gotten better.
Okay, so you get pulled over for having your phone and putting in directions.
Yes.
Next.
So when he came over to the car, he's, license, registration, boom. I think, I just looked. I lean over. It was a black officer. I don't know if that make a difference, but he was cool or whatever. And I went and got it. I gave it to him. And I was just like, can I ask you, what I did? And he told me I had my phone in my hand. I said, damn. I realized, shit, I got to think. But he went and ran my plates. I mean, I feel like, as long as your registration is good, your car insurance is good, you're not going to have too many problems. And if it's bad, like which I have had problems, I just be real overly nice because they got ego. They probably get fucked with too, like how we get fucked with. I ain't gonna lie, because my uncle Mike he's a head detective in Chicago, but he obviously has came through the ranks as police officer. My friend Z, she's a female police officer in DeKalb County out here in Georgia, so I know they get fucked with. She just got her wrist broke trying to break up some domestic stuff. So like, yeah, so they get fucked with daily just like we do.
But it's not fair. It's not fair that they get to use that bullshit excuse of they fit the description, but we don't get the excuse that they fit the description. Or some
that
bullshit.
Part too. I think I'm really upset. Like this stuff that happened this year really shook me up because I never seen nothing like that in my whole life. You know what I'm saying? We only hear about it like in history books as far as my generation goes. So I never seen none of this stuff happening, like protests and all that. So it really shook me up. I ain't gonna lie. But I just, as far as that experience, I just do my best to what y'all need. Like, you know what I'm saying? Let me get up out of here. Like, I don't know what else to do. Try to stay out the way.
No, the most important thing is to get through the process as quickly as possible. Stay respectful, get out the way, and if they on some bullshit, go on live and say, take me to jail.
Exactly.
Like, yeah, he wants to go to jail, but
if it ever did.
Like, if you have kids, that, like, my kids, if I take away
because I have been to jail.
Jail ain't nothing to play with, especially in
no, I have, but it's because Georgia's laws, though. Georgia, like, if you have an expired license tag and I missed court because I never got my letter, so they put out a warrant. So I don't know I have a warrant out. So I'm do, and boom, he pulled me over, and I had, some other shit. My homegirl had to swallow it, boom. So he pulled me over, locked me up, and luckily they let, like, my people come and get my car, but I had to get, like, transported to different jails just for an expired license tag, like.
Hey, that's hella boosie.
Yeah.
They gonna fuck around and don't even really tell you that you got.
No.
Yeah, no, I thought it was better if they take you to jail for child support out there, but shit,
right.
They take you to jail for expired license.
Listen, if you
act like you didn't want to drive.
hello, and missed the court date because my registration was done at that point when I got to court and all the, but they like, oh, but you missed the court date, so you got to go to jail. What? Can you just reschedule me? Like,
true. Out here in Cali, like most of the police, if you're not something that's like worth doing paperwork for, they ain't gonna do it. Like point unless you piss them off, they really ain't trying to do it. They trying to go to something else. But out there, they trying to get paid for every citation and warrant they turn in. Like they get a cookie at the end of the day for that shit.
I was like, oh.
Okay, well, I got my next segment. You know, I appreciate you giving your testimony. This next segment is going to get you to think a little bit, and that's the whole idea. It's called Trading Places. Or, you know, I sometimes speak my age, so it's probably like a Freaky Friday to you. If you ever seen the movie Freaky Friday. And the idea is that they waking up and the lives have changed. And I got two iconic peoples, women. I got Monica trading places with Brandy. Question number one is, will it work?
I mean, if they traded places, Monica gonna swag Brandy the fuck out. If she gotta wake up in her body, she gonna be like, oh, we gotta swag this thing out. I think, you know, I definitely think it would work. I think, you know, Brandy waking up in Monica's body would be a little culture shock, probably. Cause I just feel like Monica more like how I am, like just a little bit ghetto. And Brandy's like Cali, like I don't know what part of Cali or whatever it is, but she seemed more like, I am the voice that is. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, she's hella conservative.
So, you know, it would be an interesting swap.
You know, because it's like Monica didn't have to fight the audience to show who she truly was, versus Brandy had to fight the audience to show who she was. She had to go through, I built up this personality and you know, Moesha and everything else. I took Kobe Bryant to the prom. Like all these things weighed on her that she did. And then the reflection of it is like, Monica didn't have to battle that. She got to be herself.
The whole time. Because Monica was singer from the jump. Brandy definitely had to go through the actress, crossover music, back to actress type journey. Yep.
So what would be one thing different if Brandy was Monica and Monica was Brandy?
One thing different? Like as far as the music goes?
Whatever you feel like talking about that you feel would be different.
Different.
I mean, you could have just said that, you know, the hairstyle would be different, that Brandy
oh, right. No, I definitely think the swag, the looks would be completely different. That's what I'm saying. Monica wake up as Brandy, the outfit's finna change up. It's gonna be a little diamond tooth, right? She's gonna be like, fuck that. And Brandy definitely gonna, she look like she'll bring some green juices, you know, out and things like that.
Eating well, that's fine. That's fine.
Nothing wrong with that. I like you.
You know, I really think if they traded places, the versus battle that's coming up, I don't feel like it would be the same. Because I feel like the music would be so totally different that, you know, one of them would have been, they were both big icons, but I feel like one would have catapulted them to another level. Yeah,
and it's like Brandy had, I mean, Monica had Clive Davis behind her. Clive Davis was also the one behind Whitney Houston. So the whole sound is just a big difference. Brandy have your Rodney Jerkins, your LaShawn Daniels, that, you know, the whole flavor. So.
And Brandy's dad's a vocal coach and her cousin Snoops. So, you know, it's all connected. You know, I feel like both of their, no matter what, with them trading places, like their career would have been destined for success in music, but
as long as we get the boy is mine at some point in this, somebody figure that part out and blah blah. No,
it don't matter as long as that shit happens. Period.
No, for real.
So look, I got my next segment. It's called Impulse Q&A, and it's like the fan perspective. I ask you a few questions. The idea is I want you to answer 3 of them. You don't like the question, it's all good. You're not gonna hurt my feelings. Just say pass. And I got another one for you. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Question number 1. Where are you going for your dream vacation?
I was just thinking about that. I don't know, maybe somewhere in Mexico or Hawaii.
I'm gonna need for you to like start watching a little bit more of what's that? I watch it with my wife. It's the traveling show, and they film the houses on
I
oh
told you I'm a little ghetto. I'm trying to get out more. Italy, then. Italy.
okay, there you go. You starting to go a little further. There you go.
I have a passport.
Oh yeah, your passport's been stamped before any of ours type shit since you was a kid. But that's you was like she said Hawaii.
But I really want to go to Hawaii because I just feel like their food is so good for some reason. I just want to go eat.
Mexico.
Yeah, I just want to go to Mexico just to say I've been because I've never been and everybody's been. But I do, Hawaii just looks like I got some good food.
Okay. I ain't mad at you. I mean, I'm just sidebarring, but I really ain't mad at you. I was, expecting like Greece or like
I know, right?
or,
Eventually that, but I've really been like stuck on Hawaii.
oh, fair enough. Shit, I don't think they got taxes out there. Question number 2.
Okay.
What is one thing you recommend everyone tries at least once?
Everybody try at least once. Catfish with mustard and hot sauce. Like a fish fry.
Mustard, like I'm dipping it in mustard and hot sauce.
Promise. Change your life.
Okay. I've never had that. I
It's
make
so good.
fire catfish, so you gonna mess up my flavors by adding some mustard. You know what? I gotta be open. That's the whole thing is that you gotta be
You ain't been to no fish fry for real.
Yeah, I have.
You have?
Shit, I used to
mustard and hot sauce?
fryers at the fish grill and the fish fries.
I know they put out the mustard and the hot sauce. The Louisiana,
yes. I swear I ain't seen no mustard. Shit, I'm really thinking about it. But question number 3. What is your least favorite emoji to use while texting?
I don't like the little shit emoji, the poop one.
Because it's something in a shit.
I don't like a pile of shit as emoji. I don't know. I just
But
don't
it was
like
thoughtful because they were smiling.
I know, but it bothers me for some reason. I never use it.
So you wouldn't tell nobody you shitting on them.
Nah, I use a GIF or something. And it'd be like Nicki Minaj on them.
Okay. That's unique. That's unique. We put messages, but you know what? That works. That works.
Right?
I never heard anyone just call out the shit emoji.
It bothers me.
She said the shit emoji is a problem. Okay, you have survived my awareness segment, my trading places segment, my impulse Q&A. As a reward, let's promote what KISSIE Lee's working on, what she has. I know we talked a little bit about it. I know September 28th?
18th.
18th.
Mm-hmm.
I know we got some stuff coming out, but I want to make sure everyone keys in, runs this up, pay attention, because she about to hit you with it. Come on.
Yes. Okay. Make sure y'all follow me on Instagram and Twitter. It's I am KISSIE Lee. That's IAMKISSIELEE. Then follow my TikTok because I be and all that or whatever. It's I am KISSIE Lee with the number 1. And on my YouTube, I'm dropping a lot of new vlogs. I just moved into a new house, so I'm gonna do like empty house vlogs and stuff like that. So just type in KISSIE Lee and follow me on YouTube too. And I got my new project coming out. Check it out. It's gonna be titled Kiss. And then I got a lot of collabs with Mr. Hanky, Solo Lucci, K Major. It's gonna be lit.
Whew, whew, whew. You know what? You as you said KISSIE Lee that many times, you had me thinking, how come you chose IE instead of the Y?
I don't know. Oh, I do know because I got the name from a poem that I read when I was a little girl. And it was spelled that way in the poem. So it's funny because everybody be like KISSY. And I'm like, why would they automatically think that? But yeah, it's IE because of a poem by Margaret Thatcher. If y'all ever want to look it up, she's an African American poet, and it's a really good poem. And I feel like it described me.
Okay. Okay. She went into the roots of the influence.
Okay.
Flow. Let it flow. So if you notice, my show is different. It's unique. They got segments over there. So I got to do segments, but I don't do segments like them guys. And so I'm like, how do I keep that same energy and close out that way? The viewer knows it's coming. I'm going to hit you with it. You got any questions for me?
No, I really appreciate you. This was fun.
Oh, that was a cop out. You could have asked some shit, but thank you. I appreciate the compliment. Okay.
That was the close out.
I mean, you didn't hit me.
I would have asked something. How many kids you got?
I got 2. I have a 6-year-old son and
okay.
almost 4-year-old daughter, True and Zoe.
Oh, what's the first name?
True, and then my daughter's name is Zoe.
I love it. Oh, okay. So sweet. Congratulations.
Thank you. Shoot, I'm happy they didn't bust in on the interview and make fun of me and then close the door within like 10 seconds.
Right, I gotta go put Denver to sleep now. I hear her going off.
Okay, I'm gonna close out and then I'm gonna have you do a drop and then I promise it's a wrap. You can go put beautiful Denver to sleep. And I know it's like 9:30 where you at. It's only 6:30 here, so.
Oh yeah.
I was just wild till 9 o'clock.
Right.
All right, here we go. It's Contrast Uncut. It's season 4, episode 2. Man, big shout outs to Uncle Snoop's Army and Bobby D Presents. I appreciate you, brothers. I wouldn't be able to do incredibly dope shit like interview KISSIE Lee and talk about her history and, you know, all the wonderful things that make this lady a Billboard charting artist, singer, songwriter, and, you know, so much more to come. And she gave us a little bit of information towards the end on what's to come out soon. Thank you.
Thank you for having me. What's up, y'all? It's me, your girl, KISSIE Lee, and you're tuned into the Contrast Uncut. Shout out to Bobby D and Uncle Snoop. I'm here live with DJ Juan Zylo.
Right there you go. Another episode of Contrast Uncut. Make sure if you enjoyed it, you leave a comment below. You hit some like buttons. You hit some subscribe. You go ahead and hit share if you want to. Say something nice or say something you don't want to say at all. You're not going to hurt my feelings. Comment below.